Went a little bit late, so I apologize for that. We have one delegation this evening, Nathan Hildebrand, Surrey School Coalition, to appear to provide a presentation regarding the need for additional funding from the province for new schools. Thank you, Nathan, for being here.
Are we ready to go? Okay. Thank you, Your Worship, members of Council, for this opportunity to present in front of you this evening. We come to you for you as a coalition representing the Surrey District Parents Advisory Committee, the Surrey Board of Trade, the Urban Development Institute, and the Greater Vancouver Home Builders Association. Many of our members are here in the audience this evening. Our coalition, the Surrey Schools Coalition, is a unique and diverse group, but with a common goal: to secure funding for schools in high-growth areas in the City of Surrey. The coalition formed throughout the spring-summer of this year, after viewing comments received by Council from the Surrey School Board, as well as through interactions with Surrey Council and the community in public hearings throughout the summer. Today we have met with most of Surrey MLAs, from both provincial parties, the Liberals and the NDP party, to introduce our coalition as well as to spread our message. We've also met with city staff as well as the Surrey School Board to gather information to support our coalition. There will be a few speakers tonight. I'm just here to introduce our group. I'm going to turn it over to Lisa from the District Parent Advisory Committee. Lisa.
Hello, my name is Lisa Garner. I'm from Surrey District Parent Advisory Council. We asked for this opportunity because we, like many in our community, recognize the overcrowding crisis in the high-growth neighbourhoods. We are here united to advocate to the provincial government for funding of Surrey schools to alleviate the overcrowding crisis. With that, we are in support of affordable housing, as many young families are moving in consistently. It is the role and obligation of the BC provincial government to fund new schools, additions and expansions with taxes generated by our citizens. This would rectify the crisis in Surrey schools. We believe that a broad-based coalition to advocate for Surrey students is the best approach. We all know the decades of provincial underfunding is the direct cause to the overcrowding catchment changes and moving of choice programs in Surrey schools today. We have 71,000 students, 275 portables. We are currently a total of 33% over capacity. It was projected approximately 1,000 new students would enroll every year, when in fact 1,500 entered the Surrey schools this year. Taking these numbers into account, 4 years from now, we will have 4,000 to 6,000 new students enrolled. This estimate leaves 1,300 to 2,900 students without a seat in Surrey schools. One of the many examples is 2 high schools in Surrey. Currently, are 500 and 600 students over capacity. There are not even portables for these 1,100 students. Both schools have been on the 2-bell system for years now. The trickle-down effect of the chronic underfunding by our BC provincial government to Surrey schools, they now have had to cut support workers, educational assistants, administration, custodians, the list goes on. These support workers are vital to the public system of schools. When these are cut, our students suffer. As a city, Surrey has done exactly what the Premier has asked, to approve development of affordable housing for young families. Also, you have supplied the government with your 5-year plan, which includes requesting funds to build schools, additions, and expansions to Surrey schools. It is now up to the BC provincial government to approve the funding of new schools, additions, and expansions to accommodate the exponential growth in Surrey. Now Anne's going to come up.
Thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Mayor and Council, for this opportunity to present before you. I'm Anne McMullen, and I'm from the UDI, and I'm here representing the GVHBA and also the development industry. As you see from the slides in front of you, this is an incredibly important industry. New home construction is a major economic force in our city. The tax revenues generated from this industry help go towards funding new schools. So we really believe that any development ban would be counterproductive for affordability, for creating jobs, and creating jobs for the young people that are going through the school system here in Surrey, and also an important part of our overall economy. So we're very proud to be part of this coalition, and we know very well that this is an important issue for you as well. So thank you.
$175 million may seem high, but it is in alignment with the school board's 2016 and 17 capital plan, which asks for $275 million for their most immediate needs. This would rectify the schools in crisis. Due to their overcapacity numbers in the largest district in BC, this does not, however, deal with the need to continue building schools in Surrey as development happens to keep up with Surrey's projected growth based on 2015 enrollment. No less than 1 elementary school per year and 1 high school every 2 years is to be built, and it should be built with the generated taxes from our citizens. The long-term need is to ensure that a planning and funding model recognizes the areas of high growth and anticipates the need for new schools before overcrowding reaches crisis point again. It is our feeling that approaching the province with the broadest possible coalition is the most effective way of sending this important message. We ask that you join us to find a solution to this situation and pressure the BC provincial government to fulfill their obligations to the citizens of Surrey and their students. Again, we thank you for this opportunity, and we welcome questions and comments.
Yeah. Councillor Villeneuve?
I'm just wondering if you've had an opportunity as a coalition, as you exist now, to present to the Minister of Education, the Provincial Minister of Education, or other people at the provincial level who are dealing with the administration of funds for schools?
Thanks for your question. At this point, we haven't met with the Minister of Education. That is part of our next phase. As of right now, we just wanted to get our message out, meet with the Surrey MLAs from both parties, as well as meet with staff, the Surrey School Board. But that is part of our next steps.
Mm-hmm. So do you have a timeline on your steps and when you'd like to set up that meeting?
I'm hoping that it's going to happen before the end of this year.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Madam
Thank you
Mayor?
for your efforts.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And thank you, Nathan, for your presentation and your group's presentation. I think that advocating as a group makes it even more powerful. So anyone that is working together with us to make sure that the children, Surrey's children and families have the resources they need is welcome news. But I have a question relative to the $175 million number that was there, and whether or not that, given the most recent announcements for school construction, is that in addition to, or does that $175 million stand alone for, even once those other schools are built, we still need the 175? What would we be advocating for?
Yeah.
This does not include the announcement that has already been announced. It has been historically that our province keeps announcing spaces And this is the new money that we're looking for.
This is over and above
That's what's already been in the ground that's happening. We want new money, new announcement, not a re-announcement.
Okay, thank you. And secondly, in terms of the school board, have you made the same presentation to those who have the elected school board?
We haven't made a presentation to the school board yet, but Jordan Tinney, the superintendent, is aware of our coalition, and he knows what we're doing.
I think having everyone work together is a powerful message, and I thank everyone for their presentation today.
And I agree, and we invite you to join us.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Councillor Gill? Oh, sorry, Councillor. Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Nathan, and to the entire Surrey School Coalition, which includes the Surrey District PAC, the UDI, the GVHBA, Surrey Board of Trade, and the development industry. You know, it's really refreshing to see a group come together, work together to achieve one goal. I'm really proud of what you guys have accomplished. I think that in any conversation, to put out data and to be able to put out facts, which you have done, I think really does drive some decisions. I think that you've taken a very high-level professional opportunity in terms of bringing this thing forward. I truly appreciate the work that you've done. I know a lot of this work has been done on your own time. Just on behalf of myself, I'm really very thankful in terms of you guys bringing some real hard facts to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor LaFranc?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also want to just echo some of the other comments. I think it's really important that we work together to make sure that the needs of our community is being met. It's really great to see the coalition here today, and I know that we've had conversations with many of you individually and as a group about the need for affordable housing, the need for more housing, and also the stress that that's putting on schools. And I was pleased to hear that the acknowledgement that the City of Surrey has made really clear plans, and we're building housing for young families. We are a community that really supports and loves young families, so it would be really great. You know, we have also been advocating as a city for more schools and for the kind of schools that we need, so I just want to express some appreciation for your work on this. I think it's really great. It's a unique collaboration, and I think it's to be commended. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hain?
Thanks, Madam Chair, and I echo many of the sentiments of my colleagues. Certainly, when we look at the affordability crisis that has been in the news so much in recent months, supply has been indicated as one of the significant cost pressures, upward cost pressures on our housing market, and a lot of that supply is taking place south of the Fraser. We have 1,000 people moving here every single month. We've got 5,000 babies being born in Surrey every year, and we're expecting another 300,000 people to make Surrey their home in the coming decade or so. With those kind of numbers, we absolutely need everyone rowing in the same direction and providing the infrastructure that we need. And the city is responsible for much of the infrastructure that makes our city a great community. This past year, we have opened 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools in the city, and we continue to invest in parks and roads and other amenities that are critical to a successful, growing and happy community. But we can't, as a city, do it all. And so we need our senior levels of government to come to the table as funding partners and step up when the time is right. So certainly applaud what you're doing here, and let's work together to achieve those goals. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Steele?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, I agree. Actually, Councillor Hain took the words out of my mouth about senior levels of government. I think it's imperative that we all work together as well as we can, as fast as we can. I thank you all for the work that you're doing. It's giving us a big boost. I'm a little concerned that the school board hasn't been addressed yet. I think that's a really vital part of this group of people. I think the school board should be here very, very much, and I encourage you to get them to a meeting and to get them on board with this group as quickly as possible. Also, I think that we have to point out, in this city, we have 2 universities, and we cannot afford not to have the students going through the school to get and take advantage of the universities we have. So I think you'll find that we're all working for the same thing. We need to make it happen, and we need both the federal and provincial government to come along with us. So good luck, and thanks a lot.
Thank you. Seeing no more questions, I want to echo my colleagues' sentiments. Nothing happens without a team of people and a forceful team of people. And I appreciate, we here all appreciate what you're doing, and please keep it up. Thank you.
Move adjournment.
Move adjournment.
Second.